It's been a while since I made a script about the Packers, 21 months to be exact. And 21 months ago, things were different. Jordan Love had not made his first real start in the NFL yet, not including that random one in 2021. But I remember during that video, I was pretty high on the Packers heading into 2023. More because I was a Jordan Love believer, but even the Packers as a team last year making the divisional round was a huge accomplishment. And to be honest, they could have made it further if not for a missed field goal. A season later in 2024, and it's been a wild ride for the Packers and their fan base. The season started in a pretty non-conventional way, a Friday night game not even on US soil. Green Bay took a tough loss in the final seconds, and to make it even worse, it looked like Jordan Love sustained a serious knee injury on that final drive. I mean, you could literally see his knee pop in slow motion. It did not look promising. And to make matters worse, their backup quarterback was on a different roster 11 days prior. That man, of course, was Malik Willis, who although was only dealt for a 7th round pick, has been a vital part of the Packers staying afloat while Jordan Love has missed time. At the time, however, it seemed like the Packers season had a chance of slipping away before it even had a chance to get off the ground. They were already 0-1, and their backup quarterback was a guy who, let's be honest, was borderline unplayable in Tennessee. As for Love's concerning injury, he somewhat dodged a bullet and was expected to miss several weeks. The next 2 games without Love actually went as well as they could. The Packers' run game was elite, rushing for over 180 yards in each game, and their defense forced 6 turnovers. Not only did the acquisition of Malik Willis pay off, but the same can be said for their biggest offseason signing on the offensive side of the ball. When the Packers let go of fan favorite Aaron Jones in favor of Josh Jacobs, it may not have been the most popular move with the fans and even some of the players. And to rub salt in the wound, they saw their former RB1 join a division rival in Minnesota. But as for Jacobs, he was crucial to their 2-1 start and was averaging over 100 scrimmage yards per game during this time. More help was on the way though, as Jordan Love was cleared to play in week number 4 and made it back for a big game against the aforementioned Vikings. The excitement died pretty quickly though, as the Packers found themselves down 28-0 in the middle of the second quarter. With Love not looking 100% and this game basically being all but over, the Packers easily could have rested Love for the second half and looked forward to week 5. But this team that looked dead responded in a big way. In a little over a quarter, the Packers got it down to a 6-point game, but Minnesota did just enough offensively and defensively to get the win. Although it resulted in a loss and dropping to 2-2 on the year, the fact that they fought back and more importantly got their quarterback 1 back gave them momentum for the rest of the season. Since that game in week 4, Green Bay is 8-2 in their past 10 games, making them 10-4 on the season. Now, why do I think they're poised for a deep playoff run? Well, here's a few reasons. Number 1, they've battled injuries all year, but they're getting very close to full health. We went over Jordan Love missing 2 games, and he actually had a groin injury later, but it timed out perfectly right around their bye week. But here are some other key injuries for the Packers this year. Cornerback 1 Jaire Alexander has missed over half the season so far, battling groin and knee injuries, but he is getting close to returning. Tight end Luke Musgrave finally made it back on Monday, but he's been out since week 4. Their right guard and first-round pick from this year, Jordan Morgan, has been out for over half the year, and he's slated to miss the rest of this season. Romeo Doubs missed 3 games for various reasons. AJ Dillon has not played a snap all year, and right now it feels like they're getting healthy at the right time. Number 2, this team is better than last year's team. Not only does Jordan Love have another year of experience, but the Packers killed it in free agency. Josh Jacobs brings an element of physicality and durability that this team did not have last year at the running back position. And that's no offense to Aaron Jones, who really balled out in last year's playoffs, but Josh Jacobs does bring a different element. Xavier McKinney at safety has been one of the best safeties in football, with 7 interceptions and a 79 passer rating allowed when being targeted. These 2 guys alone, along with players that keep getting better through experience, is a key reason as to why this Packers team should make a run this year. Sure, they lost some veterans like John Runyon, of course David Bakhtiari, Devondre Campbell, and Aaron Jones, but it's not like any of those first 3 guys have done anything since, or maybe they have but for the wrong reasons. Number 3, their offense can keep up with anybody. It's scary going against some high-powered offenses like the Lions and the Vikings 4 times per year, and even the Eagles if we're talking about the NFC, but Green Bay has now scored 30 or more in 5 straight games. They have a fascinating receiving core because it's not like there's a clear-cut wide receiver 1, but it's honestly made up of really good players all over. Like having Dontavian Wicks and Bo Melton as your 4th and 5th wide receivers is an embarrassment of riches. Their rushing attack has been efficient as well and really makes them a multi-dimensional offense. Green Bay has rushed for over 100 yards in all but 3 games this season, and one of those games was 99 yards. They can even hit you with a Jaden Reed or Christian Watson jet sweep from time to time just to keep a defense honest. Their offensive line deserves plenty of credit as well. Jordan Love has been sacked just 4 times in his past 8 games. If I'm Green Bay, I'm not intimidated by other teams' offenses. They can truly keep up with anybody. Number 4, their defense really has no weaknesses. The Packers are the only team in the NFL to be top 8 in rushing defense and passing defense per game. Philadelphia just missed the cutoff, and Houston came pretty close as well. The Packers can stop both facets of an offensive attack at a high level, and they're not only good at suppressing yardage from their opponents, but they're number 3 in takeaways this season too. Pass rush wise, their pressure rate is not that great, but they still rank number 6 in the NFL in total sacks through the first 15 games. Not only is it just McKinney who's making a massive difference this year, but a couple of rookies as well. Second round linebacker Edgerrin Cooper has been playing out of his mind the past 2 weeks and looks like a great pick at the moment. Their other second round pick, safety Javon Bullard, has made a difference with 74 tackles in 13 games and is missing less than 10% of his tackles this year. Even their other rookie safety Evan Williams, taken in round 4, has had a really solid year in coverage. Drafting well is how you get where the Packers are today. Major credit needs to go to their GM Brian Gutekunst and the rest of their front office. And there's something to be said about a team that gets hot at the right time. We saw the Packers do it last year after Jordan Love started playing out of his mind the final 8 games of 2023. Last year they came up short, but I think things play out differently this time. This team has a different feel to it. They've been in big games before with this group, but they're still considered underdogs due to the monsters in the NFC North. They're gonna have to play most, if not all, of their playoff games on the road, but we saw them do that last year. Right now they'd be slated to play the Rams in LA if the season ended today, and while I think that'd be a good matchup, I would still expect Green Bay to win it. And after that, could they beat the Lions? I don't see why not. The last time they faced the Lions in Detroit, they barely squeaked by with a 34-31 win on a last-second field goal. It's tough to beat the same team 3 times in one season, we know this. So if the Packers met the Lions again for a 3rd time and the Lions took the first 2, then I think the Packers have a real shot. The road to Super Bowl number 5 in this franchise's history won't be easy, but it's not supposed to be either. However, if it does happen, it'll be one of the more impressive Super Bowl runs in a while. That'll do it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Leave a like and subscribe if you did, and I'll talk to you guys next time.